my overall takeaway from today was, yeah, the season's over. And I don't think I'm the only one that has that opinion. It felt like that Gabriel Moreno, I think that's his name, that Moreno home run, that grand slam, and that it it wasn't a well located pitch. It wasn't in the strike zone, but it was a floating changeup from Nick. I think it was a changeup up and in, and it was going right into Gabriel Moreno, and he was swinging, and so yeah, it was like pretty much right in his hot zone, if you will, because it's just a floating changeup coming right to you. You know, if he would have thrown a strike like low and away on that, that wouldn't have happened. But anyway, grand slam happens, and it's like, yeah, the game's over. And now in your head, you start to process, okay, so now they've lost both games of this doubleheader. They've lost the series to the D backs, and they've lost 5 games to the D backs in like the last 8 days. And the D backs are a team that are ahead of them in the standings. And then you're processing, well, that's just more time that is ticked off the calendar. And now instead of being 4 or 5 games under 500, they're 7 games under 500. Remember that when they were 1 game under 500, they were so close to getting to 500. And look how far they have fallen since then. I mean, just think about that. And so now Miami, Arizona, Cincinnati, Chicago, San Francisco, Philadelphia, obviously, all of those teams are ahead of the Padres and have a better shot, obviously, of making the postseason over the San Diego Padres. And the New York Mets, think about this. The New York Mets, who sold off Verlander and Scherzer and Tommy Pham and Mark Canha, like, they're not trying to win this year. They're not trying to win next year. The front office has said that. They said that to Max Scherzer. They are a half game back from the Padres. The Padres are closer to the Washington Nationals than they are to a postseason spot. And we know the Nationals were never trying to win this season at the big league level and, be a postseason contender. The Pittsburgh Pirates are only 3 games back of where the Padres are. So they're closer to where the Pirates are at 55 and 68, closer to where the Pirates are than to a postseason spot, where the Cubs sit right now 63 and 59. So I don't know how you still have hope in this Padres team. The sample size is already huge, and time keeps ticking off of the clock, and the Padres continue to prove they can't win ball games consistently. They can't go on a run. They just don't have it this year. Talent has underperformed. There's been injuries. There's been lack of urgency at times this season. It's just not going to happen. And I think we have to accept that reality. We're going to continue to watch the games, but I just don't want fans to have hope in this team because you're going to get let down. I hope I'm wrong, but I can pretty much guarantee that I'm not going to be wrong. And it obviously sucks to say. Obviously sucks to say.